Yes team, what is happening? We are back. Welcome back to episode 2 of the Copenhagen Marathon vlog. So we are back in UK soil, we are back in the HQ, and today we were meant to have a nice 8k tempo run, a progressive run, building up from a 5:30 right away into a 4:45. It's icy, it's 1 degree, I'm not going outside to run because I will break my legs. One thing I've noticed is as I've got older and as I've started running more, I've started to fall over more, so I'm not going outside and risking that. So we're going to try and move it to tomorrow if the weather's okay, because I'm not doing it on a treadmill. And today we're going to get back into the gym, so we're going to go to Othello's. I haven't been here for a while, since before holiday, and get an upper body session done along with some other bits for High Rock. So going to go there, and then I'm going to meet the lads tonight for a nice steak and stogie night, where we have something to eat, a little bit of a catch up, smoke a cigar and shoot the shit. So we're looking forward to catching up with them. They've been on a trip themselves, so looking forward to seeing what it's all about. And let's get into today's vlog. Let's go. What are you saying about the new office as well? It's looking pretty cool. It's looking a bit full at the moment. So obviously we have my writing pad that I use every single day, water bottle because I have creatine, a few little bits and bobs. We've got 2 screens, so we've got my diary, which is always absolutely rammed, and then we've got the laptop set there. Stream Deck, if you use one of these, you'll know how much of a game changer it is, swapping screens from that to my iPad and all that sort of stuff. We've got the key light up there, and then usually I have this camera on there, but I've took it off to use this, and then obviously on here you can't really see it, we've got my other camera as well. So yeah, the setup's looking pretty good, pretty full at the minute, but pretty darn good. So this was today's session that we went through. It was an upper body focus session, and it still feels good to lift some tin. So we start with incline chest press, something that I always tend to start with just to get the chest nice and warm. I prefer an incline just because I'm a little bit shoulder dominant, so it does help me. It just feels a little bit more natural in that position. So still shifting 46 keys around 8 to 10 reps. So still hold on to strength, even though this is not the most important thing at the moment. Obviously running is. So yeah, it feels good to be able to lift some tin. This is the way that I've been doing lat pull down recently as well. So single arm, as you can see, my knees on the other side of the pad. And what that's allowing me to do is the lat to be in the midline as opposed to the outside, which again, your lat moves in that motion. So as you can see here, I'm getting a really good activation. And a big takeaway from this is the intensity. I'm really pushing close to failure in this and holding that position as best as I can. So a lot of people would stop at that rep, but on this one, I'm going right the way through to failure. Still hasn't stopped yet until I can't get a full rep out like that. And then sometimes I'll also do partials to get that little bit more out there as well. Then I went on to an incline shoulder press, I would say. Like it's very high shoulder press or a very high chest press. Again, mostly hitting the front delt. I think this is a little bit too heavy. I did 120 key on the Smith machine, which is quite heavy. And I thought I got 5 out on this. I think I remember that I dropped it down to 100 key and did 8 reps off the back of this. So it was heavy for me, but again, we just dropped the weight off the back of that. Straight after that, chest press machine. The big thing to think about in this one is I'm not going right the way back. I'm trying, as I said, I'm shoulder dominant, so I'm trying to keep all of the tension through my pec. So I'm not bothered about how much weight I'm lifting. I'm not bothered about anything like that. Not even about how many reps I'm hitting. It's more of a case of pushing to failure and keeping all the tension on my chest as much as possible. So as you can see here, I'm really pushing towards failure. On this one, this is across the body single arm tricep extension, so it's overhead. And the reason that I do overhead tricep extension is because, as I said, I use a lot of my shoulders in most exercises. So this is a really good variation because it allows you to take your shoulder completely out of it and then move into predominantly just on your tricep for that movement. So give that a try if you haven't already. And the last exercise is a preacher curl with dumbbell. So again, at the minute, I've got a little bit of a wrist injury from Thai. So anything heavy onto me on my wrist affects me. So I've been using this dumbbell exercise. And again, it just allows me to free up my range of motion a little bit more. So that was today's session. So that was literally the stupidest thing I've ever witnessed. Went into Lidl and I got a protein yogurt, one of these, and a pasta because I'm in a rush. And he don't come with any spoons. And he don't give you any spoons, so how the hell are you meant to eat it? Anyway, just round up a nice upper body session followed by a 20-minute sauna. So then I'm going to try and incorporate into my routine a little bit more, just because obviously it elevates your heart rate without doing any exercise. So it's just like another way of getting a little bit more, that 10%, a little bit of an easy run style thing in there as well. So yeah, gonna incorporate that into the routine. It isn't easy. That's the longest that I've done, I think, ever. So yeah, 20 minutes, maybe a couple of times a week, whenever I go to the gym, whenever I get the chance to take me stuff. So now off to meet the lads in Warrington, and then yeah, gonna try and find a way to eat this food, because I haven't got an idea how. So that is typically the morning routine at the moment. We get up around 7 o'clock, have a coffee, electrolytes and creatine of the morning, a little bit of a read. So I've just got, it's downstairs, Mental Toughness by Andy Frisella. I thought it was another book, but it's basically 75 hard. So I'll go on to another book straight away because it's not what I need to read. And then we go for a nice walk. So it's -4. I need to do intervals, but I'm not doing them outside. So I was meant to do them this morning, but I'm not going to break my neck for the sake of it. So we're going to have to do them on a treadmill today at some point. So I think I'm going to go there tonight and do a treadmill run, which I'm not looking forward to, but it's got to be done. So yeah, coffee, read, hydrate, walk, and then we crack on to the work. So at the moment, we've got a very busy schedule today. Morning of calls, and then an afternoon of content for IG and other things, and then a couple of calls before we go into our interval run. So happy Thursday. My Mr. Marathon mug is going down a treat. Let's have a positive day. Let's go. So then we have a couple of calls this morning, well, all morning really. So we have a supercharge call with one of my new coaches, and we'll look after Kyle, so it was really good to get him set up. A couple of admin bits, and then I had an accountant call, which took an hour. There's loads of stuff going on, because obviously I've got loads of stuff happening. But everything's all good, happy days. So now it is 12:10. The rest of the day we've still got to do some more content for Instagram on this camera, a couple of calls later on, and then again I'll bring you with me in some capacity to get into the gym and do these treadmill intervals. Might take me a little camera. I might not be able to film the intervals because they are progressive, and again it'll be hot in the gym, it'll be busy in the gym, but we'll see how we try and get on. But I'll definitely update you with how I'm getting on. They need to be done today because tomorrow I've got Thai, and Sunday we've got another run as well, and then Saturday I've got a high rock simulation and a training session, so it needs to be done today. Even though I'm putting it off, it will be done. Watch this space. Managed to do 5, but I can't stand the treadmill, so I'm going to go and do 20 minutes sauna, keep the heart rate elevated for another 15-20 minutes. I'm going to increase the mileage on Sunday. That is the plan for this week. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. It's just one of them. That was horrendous. 5k in the bag though. Again, 5k that I was going to put off. It wasn't 8k. I don't know if it was my ADHD or what, but I couldn't get to 8k. It was in my mind. But I did another 20 minutes in the sauna and I nearly died. And my heart rate was around 140, 145 in the sauna. So 20 minutes of that, a couple of kilometres, you could say, mileage wise. I'll just make sure that I get another running on Saturday morning. And then obviously we've got a 10k on Sunday as well. Look at this, by the way. That's at the gym today. Unbelievable.
coffee satty team, I'm starting to debate whether it was probably a better idea to run on Thursday. But we are here, Sefton Park. It is raining, it is dark, it is wet. It is something that I don't want to do. And again, it's not like last week, but it's getting done anyway, because that's just how it is. If I don't do the work now, I'll get paid back in the future with a shit race. If I do the work now, I'll find the race a lot easier. And that's what the mindset you've got to have when you're going into these big challenges. So that's the rules. Let's go and get it. 2 laps, which is around 7k, 7.5k ish. Yeah, let's go and get it done.
Yes, it's exactly how it looks. It's wet, it's slippy, it's dark, it's dingy, but we get it done. And again, a little bit of snow about, so makes it a little bit magical, just a little bit. But yeah, 2.5k in, feeling alright, to be honest. Yeah, the goal obviously for the next marathon is my 4th marathon now, so I want to make sure that I make a dent in my progress. One thing that I've probably struggled with the last 3 marathons was my identity. What I mean by that is, I used to class myself as a bodybuilder who didn't run, whereas now I'm going a lot more in on running, whereas I'm a bodybuilder. I don't get optimal bodybuilding split in or what. Running is the priority, so that's the biggest change to this prep, and I'm excited to see where we can get to over the next 16 weeks. Let's go. There we have it. That's another 7k in the bag, and that takes total mileage so far this week to 19k. So I'll put it up here so you have a little look through now. And again, what we're trying to do, as you can see from the trend, is we're trying to increase our volume over time. So obviously with another 10k, maybe 11k tomorrow, that'll push it up to like 30k. And that's a good rate of gain, around 10% every single week. Next week we'll have a deload, so you'll see the trend come down, we'll drop the mileage, and then we ramp it up again, and that just gives your body a little bit of a rest. Let your body recover, let your muscles recover, your joints. They're feeling a little bit sore at the minute, and then we push again. So you can see that trend over of January, and then you'll see a little dip before we then push again. So yeah, that's a 7k in the bag. Again, had to do it because I missed out on the rest on Thursday. It's just one of them things, but yeah, feels good. Let's get going. Boom! And every post run has to have a croissant, so usually we go to the coffee shop, which you'll see tomorrow. But because I was on my own and it's a Saturday, coffee machine over there, croissants from Tesco in the air fryer. If you haven't done that, game changer. I'll show you in a second. That'll have to do for now.
Damn, Daniel. A little bit cremated, but we'll have to do.
So there we have it. I apologise, I totally forgot to turn my camera this morning. It was early, it was dark, we went out last night for something to eat with our friends, and I forgot to take my camera. So today we did a 10k with the team, so with the tribe. Again, I'll put the Strava on here. We did 10.3k, again, nice easy pace for 5:49, and again my heart rate was nice and steady. It was around 1:43 on average, so really low. That pizza last night must have done me the world of good. Again, what that does is it takes our final mileage for the week up to 29k. So I would like to have done a little bit more, but it's just one of them things. As I said, this week was a little bit up and down, and then next week we've got a little bit of a deload. So what that basically means is we'll be dropping down the volume, and the runs will be lighter. But I'm going to stick with 4 runs a week. That's what I've been doing the last couple of weeks as well to take into next week. But they're going to be at a reduced volume and distance. So a couple of 5Ks and a couple of like 7 or 8 if I remember rightly. So yeah, that's what we sort of look like this week. It's been a really positive week. Current marathon time estimation says between 3:40 and 3:50. So if I got that, I would be absolutely over the moon. Again, I want to break sub 4. That is the ultimate goal because I've not done it yet in my last 3 marathons. And again, it's been the big goal. But that alongside with the way that I'm training, the way that my diet's going, the way that I'm focused, the way that my energies are, I'm excited to see where we can get to with this prep. So that's where we've left it this week. Again, it's been a positive week of training. I'm looking forward to getting into it next week. Deload, but we've been focusing on some other areas, a little bit more into recovery. I'm going to talk about the benefits of sauna that I've been doing a little bit more recently as well, and a little bit about training as well. A little bit more of a physique update style of week, so that's what it's got coming next week. So thank you for watching this video. As I said, as always, don't forget to drop it a like, don't forget to drop it a comment. It does help me, it does help the algorithm. If you find it useful, let me know on social media, LewisNeil_coaching on Instagram. And yeah, I look forward to catching you in the next one. Let's go.